controversial subject. Nobody goes, "Oh, cartography. Well, I'm going to dispute your map and its borders."
Well, it's the Ordnance Survey are just like naturally oppressive, aren't
They keep a brother down. You see, the Ordnance Survey map was just like, you see, this.
Can you do us a huge favour? It's a small thing.
This is another thing.
What are you supposed to say? It's a small thing for you, but it's a big thing for us. If you could like and subscribe and tell your friends, is that what you're supposed to say?
Oh, I'm going to do the other one, guys. So, by the way, I turned my microphone up because when I was streaming earlier, apparently my mic was very quiet.
Well, it's not really an episode of 14 words unless you're drowning everybody else out, Hub.
Well, yeah, it's 14 words presented by Hobbit and also Hobbit's quiet co-host.
International Lizard #1, Frithwolf #2.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Well, in the words of somebody else I watch on the YouTubes, can I borrow a like? And if you get to the end of the stream and you decide you don't like it, dislike it. But until then, let's just, give me that like now, and you can decide whether or not I get to keep it as we go and explore this touching issue of geography and history together.
And also, there's some news. I've got some news in Hobbit. The news is that Brutus was last seen getting a plane ticket to Casper, Wyoming, early last week.
Yeah, what was he?
What was he doing?
Yeah, what was he doing? He was saying something about the teeth. He's lacking the teeth. I'll make it look like an accident.
Yeah.
No idea.
I can
no
make
idea
it look like a burst appendix.
Yeah. So what are you on about, mate? It's like they'll never know it was me.
Yeah.
And then there was like some sort of dark mutterings about life insurance payouts. So I really don't know what it was on about. Very strange. But anyway,
I'll even link 14 words to stay #1. Frithwolf #1 now. Likes. Another one we could say. Hobbit likes are free. That's what Ethan Ralph says.
Are they?
Yeah.
I thought you had to pay for likes.
Labour haven't taxed it yet. Brutus said something about a packet of seeds. Seed dimensional lizard. That's what we're talking about. He said, "Hemmy, I've got to deliver a packet of seeds to Casper, Wyoming."
Yeah, it's just like, wait, of all the places you want to go, I guess he was interested in.
There was a suspicious male voice on that hamper stream, wasn't there, in the background? Put some seeds in. Don't forget to put the seeds in. That was in the background, wasn't it?
Yeah. Just all I can think is that maybe he's going to go visit the natural mineral baths of Casper, Wyoming. Have you seen them?
Or the gay bars?
Yeah, they well, yeah. I mean, there's a fair few. You might be from Wyoming when you suck on a man's ding dong, but I ain't no. Alex Jones, we can't say that on YouTube.
Yeah.
I ain't sucked on no ding dong. What's it?
He was very enamoured. However, Alex Jones was very enamoured with Blair White, wasn't he?
He kept saying to Blair White, "Are those real?" And then before she could even answer, he'd be like, "Yeah, real big. Let me get the squeeze on them."
The very random start to this episode. Yeah. Should we just, before we get started, should we talk about the subject of African time that's been revealed to us in a recent video?
I mean, do we want to? I know, unfortunately, I can't summarise it because BBC. Well, what does BBC Verify have to say about African time? Maybe they could help us out on that. BBC Verify. Yeah. I am going to go on BBC Verify because I need the facts. We're going to get some facts from the latest news and updates from BBC Verify. Oh, well, here's a good one.
I found it. I found the video.
I found the video.
Shall I just put the audio up?
Yeah, that'll do. We're about to get some edumacation now.
Yeah, we're all going to get edumacated.
Look, if you're in the chat right now, I want you to take notes. There will be an exam at the end of the show.
So why is...
See me after class.
I fucking hate...
What if I told you that for many African societies, the concept of the future doesn't exist, and that instead of time moving forwards, time actually moves backwards? This was the work of John Mbiti, one of Kenya's and Africa's greatest philosophers, and in 1960...
Yes, Hobbit. So as you're experiencing time, you're going you're going backwards through time, Hobbit. Does it feel like that to you?
Is that why, like, Africans now live in mud huts, and like in the future, when they go backwards, they'll be even more primitive? But because back in history, they were flying around on pyramids. Yeah. I know about Yakubian history.
Yeah.
And the hyperwar.
So
let's listen to more of the wisdom.
Yeah.
You know,
so
we should just shut up and listen to wise African people.
1969, he wrote something that completely reimagines the way we think of African time. Mbiti says time is a two-dimensional phenomenon with a long past, vibrant present, and virtually no future.
So, time is two-dimensional. Can you even explain that?
Well, you see, now, the way I understand things, it's been a long time since I looked into the dimensions and physics thereof, but from what I understand, we live in a four-dimensional reality. We have 3 dimensions of space and 1 dimension of time. So it could be argued that time is one dimension.
Where are you getting these extra dimensions from, Hobbit? You're just pulling them out your ass? Is that what you do?
Well, so we got the 3 dimensions of space. We've got width, depth, and breadth, and then you've got the 4th dimension of time. Because
no, but she quite clearly said there are only 2 dimensions. So I don't know where you're coming up with these extra dimensions.
Well, no, that's the thing which I'm curious about. She's saying time is 2-dimensional. I'm like, is it? I mean, because as far as I know, time's 1-dimensional. You can't go up and down and left and right in time.
I don't.
Hello, Craig.
So are they saying that you're stood there in time and time is flowing backwards in your face? You know, like a strong wind. Is that what they're trying to say?
Wait, is she saying that she's in that episode of Red Dwarf where they go to Knob Knoll and they'll have some air skip?
Yeah. Oh, God, and when poor old cat went for a poo.
Using Swahili words, he describes the 2 dimensions of time. The first one being sasa, the now, the recent past, and the immediate future which can be experienced. The second dimension is zamani. Zamani is the vast, endless past where all events eventually go on to live forever.
So is it a bit like, you ever seen that Stephen King film, The Langoliers? You ever seen that one, Hobbit?
Sorry, I'm in a competition. A competition with Frith Wolf. If I spam the chat enough, I'll get the #1 crown. Why am I still #2? I've said 10 times as much as anybody else. It's not fair.
There you go.
No, how does he have?
Cheaters never prosper.
I've got 75 XP and he's got 75 XP. I should be 1. So anyway, Langoliers.
So the Langoliers. Basically what happens, they die.
It's a Stephen King novel, right? But the twist is, it's set in the child orphanage and none of the children end up molested.
There is no way Stephen King could. That's just not.
No one saw that one coming. Stephen King says, best I can do is she's 14 years old.
best I can do is she's 17. Because obviously the age of consent is 18.
Yeah.
But the future in African thought, it barely exists because time is made up of events. Time has to be experienced in order to be real. So because we can't concept...
So time has to be... If time hasn't been experienced, it's not real. So the future isn't real. It doesn't exist.
So if I don't turn up for my job interview on time, the job interview wasn't real.
Well, it is real as soon as you get there. That's what she's saying. The job interview isn't real until you get there
that point,
and you perceive that event. That's when it becomes real.
So let's say, right, I want a pack of menthols.
Yeah.
And the shopkeeper says no because he says that's a dodgy $20 bill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you disrespecting me? And I take out my blicky and I pop a cap in his ass.
Yeah.
But you see, that happened 15 minutes ago. So did it actually happen? Part of times. The future cannot be part of time.
So I don't get the going backwards through time part.
Shall I look in the dictionary and see what future? Do you know when I said earlier when we were talking about Wobblehead and you were saying, "Oh, this McDonald's shoulder tastes fresh"?
Yeah.
Is it just like they think they know English, but then they say a bunch of words which mean nothing, and it's
but she's saying there's literally there is no Swahili word for the future. You know, there's no French word for entrepreneur because the French don't understand being entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's literally no Swahili word for future. Like there's no Eskimo word for Eastbourne. Do you remember that one, Hobbit?
There's no no. Well,
the one where Rimmer says about what Eskimos do to the old people. You know, where they just take them out in the snow and just leave them there to die.
Oh yeah.
That's when Rimmer says that's why there's no Eskimo word for Eastbourne.
Yes. By the way, for the American audience, when we're talking about Eastbourne, think of Florida and the old folks that reside there. That is our Florida, and it's just as beautiful and as wonderful.
Yeah,
everyone loves Eastbourne.
Yeah.
In African time,
Eastbourne
according to BT, events create time. Seasons, ceremonies, a conversation, those moments produce time, and people produce as much time as they need. An example.
God, this is incredible, right? So you know how they're saying, like, it doesn't matter how much wealth you have, the one thing you can't produce is more time.
Yeah.
Well, these Africans, they've just monopolized all the time.
They just keep it in fucking buckets and all sorts, don't they?
There's this thing. There's this song, right? And its name is Raccoon Town, but the R is silent. And in it, they're talking about this resident.
But you've made interdimensional lizard buffer with all your spamming.
All that spamming has caused buffering. So anyway, in one of the residents in Raccoon Town, the R is silent. It takes him half a day just to pick his toes.
So Interdimensional Lizard says, is this why blacks are always late? From their perspective, they're actually early. No, literally, what she's saying, Interdimensional Lizard, is that time doesn't exist until they arrive for whatever they're going to. That's when time starts.
Yeah. Every neighbour knows that.
Are you ready for some more wisdom?
Oh, let's get the facts. Let's get the straight dope.
The communities that he studied is that a year is measured based on 4 seasons, 2 dry seasons, 2 wet seasons. So a year is only over when those 4 seasons have taken place. So a year could take 365 days, 390 days. It doesn't matter the number of days in a year. What matters is that the 4 seasons have taken place. And this is in contrast to the Western view towards time, where time is a commodity, something that can be spent, saved, wasted, or lost. And according to Mbiti, this is why if foreigners come to Africa and they see people...
Pause it. So what she's saying is, the important thing is those seasons need to take place. And it's like, yeah, it's almost as if like we in Europe, knowing those seasons need to take place and noticing that there's a pattern there, established a method of recording those.
I like the way they have 4 seasons that are actually. I like the way they have 4 seasons that are actually 2. It's 2 wet seasons, 2 dry seasons. That's 2 seasons. Not 4.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh look, a year might take 390 days, might take 365. It's like, no, it takes 365 because here's the thing. It's like January, it's always pretty much the same. July is always pretty much the same. And these are like spaced 6 months apart. It's almost as if these things can be predicted, and then we can have a concept of the future because we have made a prediction based on observable patterns because we've observed our past. What a strange and alien concept. It'll never catch on, Emmy. It'll never catch on.
It has on the largest continent on Earth.
People sitting under a tree, they would remark that, okay, why are these people wasting so much time? But in African thought, that sitting under a tree, it's not wasting time. It's either waiting for time or producing time.
Are you up with these highbrow concepts, Hobbit?
Hey, yo, I ain't be loitering. I'm creating time.
No, I'm waiting for time to happen.
I'm a time wizard.
I'm waiting for... I'm sitting here under this tree outside of time, and soon some time's going to come along and happen.
No, but didn't you hear? She said that's like, if you're a bit short on time, you can also create time. So you just sit under a tree. It's not loitering. You just sat under the tree, and you're creating some time. Yeah, every neighbour knows that. Oh God, you know what? Doctor Who is actually based on African timekeeping.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
It's got to be right.
Africans created that.
For me, I think this Western idea of time as a commodity is what drives this Western obsession of progress, development, and some promised future. And this difference shapes
the obsession, just an obsession, Hobbit. Just the obsession.
It's an obsession, like knowing what per capita is and how to change a battery in a smoke detector.
Yeah,
it's an obsession, mate.
Yeah, is this what the Fabians are up to? They actually want to change our concept of time.
Well, what is time anyway? Does anybody really know?
Does it exist? You can't put it in a bag. You can't put it in a pot. Like, does it exist?
No.
If you can't put it in a bag or a pot, does it exist? Does it exist?
If you can't shoplift it, is it even real?
Everything from politics, economics to how we live our daily lives. Because in African thought, the golden age isn't in the future, it's actually in the Zaman. According to Mbiti, the future is...
I believe the correct term is National Geographic.
What's the Zaman?
I believe the correct term...
The National Geographic.
National Geographics.
Only a shadow until it comes to the present, and then it floats.
Right, so, hold on, let me just knock that back a bit. So, you ready for some wisdom?
Future is only a shadow until it comes to the present, and then it flows into
Lay
the
it on
Zaman.
me, brother.
So the future that's in front of us is a shadow. So time is shining light from behind. I don't what. So in Plato, is it Plato's
these are
cave?
Words, right?
Is it Plato's cave? The
yeah,
shadows
Plato's
on the wall.
cave.
Yeah, Plato's cave. Like time is, the future's just a shadow of Plato's cave.
Oh, OG Snake Eyes says, "What the hell? I didn't know you still did the show. I mean, my YouTube account was banned until a couple of weeks ago. Well, welcome back, I guess."
Oh, but yeah, apparently normal service is resuming. Yeah, we're still here. You got some episodes to catch up on, dude.
Weird.
So in that way, time moves backwards.
Yeah, we
are not the ones
busy.
who move forward into time. So of course.
So we aren't moving forward into time, Hobbit. Time is moving backwards into us. So we're being twerked by time. It's just backing up on us with its big rump, like shaking.
Have you ever heard schizophrenics talking and they think they're being like really logical and what they're saying makes sense?
Or what I like to term bedsit weed scientists, people who get really high and they think they're really intelligent.
So, to me, it sounds like guys,
a big old rump that's twerking into your face.
Are you telling me it's like a big old burger?
Yeah.
And it goes wah wah wah.
Yeah.
and then you'd be like, you look at that big old burger cooking in the pan. That's time, that is. Is she going to do a thing, right, where she's got like this egg in a pan and she says, this is time, and then she hits the egg really hard with a pan and then the egg goes splattering everywhere, and she says, and this is your brain on time. Any questions?
This is
and
your
then
brain
at the
on
end,
time,
there's this
Whitey.
advert like saying, yeah, she said, look, don't do time. It's not good for you.
Get from a theological because he was trying to explain the nature of African religion. But my main takeaway from the parts of the book that I've read is that unlike Western cultures and religions with end of the world myths, African time has no end. Seasons, years, birth, marriage, death, it's all a cycle. Asante kwa kutazama, tafakari hayo, and I'll see you in the next video.
It's all a cycle. When we say it's all a cycle, does she mean like a cycle that gets stolen?
Just a second. So she had all that big, schizo babble about, time's got no end and blah, 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 but I'll see you in the next video. So what do you mean the next video? The future's not
How
real.
do you know there's going to be a next video until time twerks into our face?
Yeah, you just told me, time's not real, bro. So what's this, like, I'll see you in the next video.
Doesn't want us to know he's just found our channel. He's just retracted the message he put in there. It looks like time's occurred for him. He's had an event.
Weird.
Yeah. Anyway, so I just thought I'd share the concept because it is pretty science fiction, isn't it?
I mean, it's pretty schizobabble. Like, there's this I find schizos tiring, mate. I just don't stuff there. I'm just like,
I don't get that. Like, so we're stood still in time and time's flowing over us. Is that what they're trying to say?
No, what you got to do is loiter under a tree to get time.
Yeah, just fill a couple of buckets up and off you go.
It's like, can a neighbour borrow some time? It's like, no, my brother, you got to get your own.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that Soul advert?
Someone explained it here with
this album.
Someone explained it here with the children's book. It says, Haggis has a hole in his roof. He never fixed it because on rainy days it's too wet to work, and on sunny days it doesn't need fixing.
Yes, yeah, that is a classic, that one. It's also a very French view of the world as well. So
yeah, it just
what is the point of repairing this?
The manana culture. Bruce Willis is trending as he kicked the bucket.
Yeah. No, his daughter's like getting him to appear in front of people to dribble, and he's got no idea where he is or what's happening. And the daughter's just like, "Isn't it terrible what's happening to my dad? Please give us more money." And that's basically it. She just like wheels him out occasionally so he can go, Sharon, and then then his daughter exploits him.
Hobbit, do not read.
It's ultra
I
abuse.
repeat, do not read any of this out. But in the Telegram, I've just put something in there. Do not read any of that out. It's basically explaining cop block.
Right, so let's see if I can translate this into YouTubeese.
I don't think you can.
Time does not exist to the neighbour. There is only the present, the now. A cop yells, "Do not run, I will, in the future, shoot." The phrase is meaningless to the neighbour. In a neighbour's mind, he has two choices: to be detained by the cops or to run and be free. Because you see, in the Zama, we are free. And that the cop will start shooting 5 seconds into the future is incomprehensible to the neighbour. Neighbours are living in a science fiction parallel universe where time comes to them. They just got to loiter outside a tree. where there's no continuity with themselves 15 seconds into the future.
It's literally like, you ever seen that film with Justin Timberlake, the one where he's running out of time constantly and they have to keep topping it up with money?
I actually no.
Right, so imagine you're in a dystopic future where people are immortal, but they need money to keep topping their time up, otherwise they will die. So it's kind of like that.
I think I've heard.
So anyway,
isn't it a Philip K. Dick story?
I don't think it is actually, but it does kind of sound like one. So what happens is the African concept of time is
worst story.
Which one's that?
The one about he's a pot repairer. And he gets abducted by aliens, and then he's chatting with all the other abductees, and they're like neurosurgeons and scholars, warriors, poets, and all these great people. And it's like, well, what's your skill? And it's like, I repair pots. And they go into this like advanced, like future society because the aliens, they're all advanced and stuff. And it's just like, yeah, these pots are incredible material. They're unbreakable. There's no need for me. It's like, why am I here? It's just like, oh, well, your skill's unique. Yeah, but I literally can't use my skill because you create pots that can't be broken. Did the aliens in this story,
did they use a bog up in a day?
Well, yeah, they did. So let's get back to talking about this neighbor philosophy. You see, you as a neighbor of this neighbor, you think you are still you 15 seconds into the future. Not so the neighbor. The neighbor sees no relation to himself 15 seconds in the future. It is a completely different person. Their interests are unrelated, if not opposed. Once you understand that the neighbor cares as much about himself 15 seconds into the future as you do about some random neighbor, all of a sudden, all of a neighbor's decisions make sense. Why go into obscene amounts of debt for some chrome rims? Some other random neighbor will have to pay it back instead of you. Why rape some random white girl? Some other random neighbor will go to jail, not you, etc. Neighbors are literally free of all the consequences for their actions as they've broken the cause-effect chain through neighbor magic. Now you can also appreciate the injustice of...
It's not that. It's literally... the way they're culturally wired.
Yeah, it's African time. The time comes to them when they loiter next to the convenience store.
Is it like bullet time? Or you just press F2 and slow it down?
I think what we need to do is like have £5 million and study it for the next 7 years. But what is 7 years anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I know, that's like 14 wet seasons and 14 dry seasons.
Are you sure it's that many? I didn't bother counting. It's too far in the future.
I don't know. We need more money, is what I'm trying to say.
This shark science won't pay for itself, you know.
Yeah, look, Gibbs me that for free.
Yeah,
my brother.
So
Gibbs.
I like the last line. Being a neighbour is like reliving Groundhog Day over and over forever, but in 15-second clips. Next time you interact with a neighbour or a goldfish, remember that.
Yeah, neighbours are something else, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, you think you've got like something in common with them because you live in the same neighbourhood.
Yeah.
But then you just realise, like,
hang
on,
then you find out
neighbours.
They have a completely different idea of the concept of time as you.
Yeah, and they also have like higher prevalence of getting AIDS and dying in gun-related mishaps. Neighbours.
So anyway, this Fabian Society, what are they all about? Where do you want to start with the Fabian Society?
I think I'm going to have to do that Putin troll to what's his name? When he was trolling that journalist, Tucker Carlson, that's his name.
I thought
it's like, well, first we got to go back.
For some reason, I was thinking of that time he trolled Mama Merkel by having his dog wander around.
Oh yeah, because she doesn't like dogs, stupid bitch. So we first, to understand this, we got to go back to That's funny. I've typed in General Fabian, and the first thing that comes up is the Fabian Society. And I want to. No, I was like, what about? Oh well, there's the Britannica thing.
You might want to put General Fabian
Rome I don't know.
Or something. It's weird how search results have got worse.
Well, it's not. It's
like they've got kind of less specific, isn't it?
It's. Do you want to know the reason?
Yeah,
it's
so
a Hindu plot. Yeah. All right. So Quintus Fabius Maximus Veruca.
Father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife. I just thought
Quintus Fabius. I
just thought I'd do the Russell Crowe bit.
Oh, don't you mean Pedro Pascal?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was Roman. Oh, we got it here in before Christ's era because we're doing that. I liked it. It's just called BC because we know it was before Christ. We don't. Yeah. The era bit in it seems redundant.
It does.
You know what? Yeah. Just for brevity's sake, right? Because we're using the initials BC here. Why don't we just stick to BC or before Christ? Anyway,
actually, serious point. We all know it really means before Common Era. What was the common event? What's the common event that happened to Hobbits?
Well, that's why I'm saying Christ, because
this common event. What was it?
The event. Well, it's the event commonly known as Christ's era, which certain people seem to be very upset about. And they was like, "Oh no, we're going to call it a common era." It's like, yeah, commonly known as Christ's era. Get over it.
What was this common event that you're talking about?
He is the Messiah.
Yeah. You're just a very naughty boy.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I'm still reading this, right. He's a military commander and statesman whose cautious delaying tactics, hence the nickname. Now, this is Latin, right? So no sniggering in the back.
Is this a Latin joke, is it?
Cunctator, which means delayer.
Potato?
Well, it looks very similar. The word is cunct.
Is it potato?
Cunctator.
Potato.
You see what you see how close it is to another word which might be getting some sniggers in the back of the class. That's what I was trying to say. No sniggering in the back of the class. Anyway, it translated into English. It means
this is the fate of the world we're talking about here.
Bit contentious now, actually, really, because as we all know in English, cunctator, it means delayer, which was not his official cognomen. During the early stages of the Second Punic War, funny enough, I was talking to Geralt about the Second Punic War.
Actually, speaking about contentious, do you remember that time, potato or whatever he said? Do you remember that time Dan Quayle spelt potato, Potato?
No. Hang on.
Oh, we need to Quayle. P-O-T.
Hang on. P-O-T. Rome resumed the offensive against the invading Carthaginian army of Hannibal. Fabius waged a war of slow attrition. He avoided direct engagement wherever possible. Fabianism, or Fabian strategy, has come to mean a gradual or cautious policy. Fabius was consul in 233 and 228, as well as censor in 230. After Hannibal's victory over the Romans at Lake Trasimene in 217, Fabius was elected dictator. He then initiated a strategy of attrition against the invaders. Maneuvering amongst the hills, where Hannibal's cavalry were useless, Fabius cut off his enemy's supplies and harassed Hannibal's raiding parties regularly. Fabius's tactics aroused controversy in Rome, an incessant public... No, he didn't. But that was the thing, like, spoilers, but Carthaginia delenda est. The reason we're saying that in Latin and not Carthaginian is because Rome won.
Oh, okay.
There was no Third Punic War.
So he took all these elephants over the
Fabius cut off his enemy supplies and harassed.
Or is that a different battle?
Well, we got the story about it, you know. So...
Yeah.
No, that was the Second Punic War. That was
kids,
part of it.
So kids during the 80s could think it was Hannibal from the 80s.
Yeah. Oh, where do you think he got the name Hannibal from? He admired the General Hannibal. A lot of people did.
His mum and dad were great Roman
Fabius
scholars, weren't they? That's what they should do. They should do the origin of the A-Team, where you see Hannibal's parents and they were like massive Roman scholars.
Isn't this just saying in the 80s, like, you know, like in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he names them after his favorite Renaissance artists?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Hannibal's named after his favorite Carthaginian leader. So, anyway, because of his tactics, you know, he was a bit of the Tony Blair of his time, really. This Fabius guy. He got really incessant public criticism for his immediate subordinate, Minucius Rufus, which was his master of horse, the Magister Equitum, if you want to know.
Would you like to pronounce that?
And it led to a
100%
command
correctly?
divided between Minucius.
Would you not? Master of horse.
Meniscus
horse.
and Fabius.
The animal horse. YouTube, please no bully.
Yes, we are talking about the Magister Equitum, not the Magister Horum. So, true to his strategy of fostering exhaustion, Fabius allowed Hannibal to roam Campania almost at will. These actions led to perhaps the most famous encounter between Fabius and Hannibal at the hill boundary of the Falernian plain on Campania. During the summer of 217, Hannibal raided farms and took thousands of cattle to bolster his supplies for the coming winter. When Fabius blocked Hannibal's exit through the valley at the hills near Calicula, the Roman general... Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, certain units, so the reason that Romans won is because they used hills. It turns out both cavalry and soldiers in a phalanx formation don't do one in hills. They need a wide open battlefield to be effective. So anyway, he had the captured cattle, and he fixed torches to the horns of them.
You know, Hobbit,
so in the middle of the night,
tune into
Hannibal
this
ordered the firebrands lit.
People are going to tune into this and they think they're listening to the Lotus Ears and your bow. Can you cockney it up a bit more? You know, pretend to be history, bro.
I'll tell you what. You could wish for me to cockney up, and you can also shit in your hand. See which one fills up sooner. Because I'm telling you, it's just not going to happen. So anyway, the delaying tactics that Fabius used gave rise to something called the Fabian Society. We got a Britannica article about that here, which is described as a socialist. Now, why would the Fabians... No, I can't have it in...
It's not letting you do speed reels.
And it's not letting me make it dark either.
Coat of arms they have as well, Hobbit.
A wolf in sheep's clothing. What's that all about?
Let's start with the who Fabian is. Let's carry on with the who's Fabian is first, then we'll move on.
So the Fabian Society, which is a socialist society founded in 1884 in London, having its goals the establishment of a democratic socialist state in Great Britain. The Fabians put their faith in evolutionary socialism rather than in revolution. The name of the society is derived from the Roman general Fabius Cunctator, whose patient and elusive tactics in avoiding pitched battles, we've been over that bit. Its founding is attributed to Thomas Davidson.
Because it sounds like a load of old nonsense to me. It doesn't sound like something...
It's also called nudge tactics, where you nudge people to the behaviours you want for slow increments.
As in what they call
rather
the nudge...
than banning...
What's the unit? The nudge. It's called the nudge unit, isn't it? But I can't. There's the nudge unit, isn't there?
Yeah.
You know, the ones that inspire the don't look back in anger.
Yeah. So here's a like, if I was going to write a dystopia where like people can't drink Panda Pops because it's been regulated.
Yeah.
Because no, sorry, where we're mandating the drinking of blue Panda Pops, but people are saying that blue Panda Pops isn't healthy because it's got chemicals in it.
Blue Panda Pops is people.
Exactly. Allegedly. So the nudge unit, let's say in this dystopia where drinking Panda Pops is mandatory, you are let's have this people and they don't like pubs, and they'll say the reason they don't like pubs is because when you go to a pub and you start talking with others and say, oh, I'm not very happy with the status quo and I don't like this and I don't like that, but I'm all by myself and I'm alone, and then you talk with the others and they're like, no, I'm also don't like the status quo and you're not all right. Oh, and by the way, the local politician, his name is this, and he does what's that thing when they open
surgery.
up like the doors? Yeah, they call it a surgery.
And that
it's
is
like,
kind of weird.
I'm open for questions. Ask me anything. It's a surgery. Yeah, anyway, he's doing a surgery. Let's go and then piss in his letterbox. Or we could ask him some embarrassing questions.
Yeah.
All right, let's ask him some embarrassing questions, but that doesn't work. Piss through his letterbox.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go there on the day when the surgery's open. So you do that, and then you see people organise things in pubs, and they start realising that, look, we can actually make things better. And plus, you know, they all got a bit of Dutch courage, so it all sounds like a great idea.
Associated with this, isn't there, Hobbit?
Yeah, there is. So what you do is like you can't ban pubs outright. If you, you can't just ban the pubs outright, because if you were to do so, people would be up in arms and there'd be illegal pubs opening left, right, and centre, and now you've just lost all the control. So
yeah, I mean,
you do nudge
prohibition.
Factors. You say,
prohibition works so well in America, doesn't it?
So you do little nudge factors. You say, "Oh, look, we're concerned about your health, guys. So we're just going to ban smoking in all pubs throughout the land. We're not going to leave up to the landlord's choice because fuck giving you a choice.
Or the people,
we're just going to ban it. We're
not their choice.
We're just going to raise we're just going to raise the tax on pubs so they pay more tax on alcohol than supermarkets do. We're just going to change the opening laws. We're just going to raise the rates of the pubs. We're just going to make it so that you have to like do a little dance and stand up and sit down and wear a mask to go into a pub. We're just going to make the rules in pubs more difficult so that more pubs shut down. We're just going to make a rule saying that rather than having an ASBO, which is seen as a badge of honour, you're going to be banned from going to the pub or your favourite sporting event. We're just going to do this. And then suddenly you find out, like, oh, we can't have a pub within 50 miles of a mosque. We can't have a pub within 50 miles of a school. Oh, so we can't have a pub anywhere. Well, no, there is this like place out here in the Bay of Biscay, which is like 50 miles from anywhere in England.
We're not saying,
and there's no mosques or pubs there.
We're not stopping you from going to the pub.
No, it's just
the pub there.
It's just you have to charter a ferry that goes there once every 6 months to the one pub.
Yeah.
So, you know,
we're not stopping
it's
you,
not that we're going to ban pubs. It's
yeah.
No, exactly. So, you know, you're not. We're not going to ban the pubs. We're just going to do little nudges here and there. It's just like, and that's all that the Fabian Society is.
Nudges.
So, yeah, you nudge people. You delay and you nudge, and then they try and engage you, and you pull your forces away, and then you do this thing where you put torches on the horns of cattle, and I'll have to read about that later because it sounded interesting.
Yeah.
George Bernard Shaw's mentioned here. So, all right, here we go. So its founding is attributed to Thomas Davidson, a Scottish philosopher, and its early members included George Bernard Shaw.
George Bernard Shaw always makes me think of that. Do you remember that Harry Enfield sketch with the rugby lads where they sing that song about George Bernard Shaw, the drinking song?
I
seen that one?
I don't remember that.
Oh,
No. Yeah. So George Bernard Shaw, Sidney Webb, Annie Besant, Edward Pease, Graham Wallace, and they were outstanding leaders of the Society for many years. In 1889, the Society published its best-known tract, Fabian Essays in Socialism, edited by Shaw. It was followed in 1952 by, that took a while, you know, more than 63 years between them.
So they had
Fabian Essays, edited.
Then did they of it?
Yeah, well, they had to like provide time. So they did new Fabian essays. Wait, so
the Labour Party was a psyop from the start.
I thought Labour was on.
Labour's only about.
Well, I always knew that, but also it's the Whigs and the Tories that.
So it was the whenever the Liberal Democrats were years and years, because the Liberal Democrats have gone through a series of mergers, like the merger with the SDP and stuff like that. So basically the Lib Dems got knocked into third place. I think it's why they still think they're an important party, because they were 100 years ago.
Right, so because that was the Whigs, weren't it? Because they're the Whigs, and then the Conservatives are called Tories, and apparently that's something to do with stealing sheep in Scotland, because the affairs of peasant shepherds apparently is a hot topic issue in Westminster. I really don't understand how that makes any sense, but it does apparently. The Fabian Society has since been affiliated with the Labour Party. Yeah, what? Because they fucking founded it. It's like saying, "Hey, look, guys, I've got this company, right, and it's called Evil Overlord Incorporated."
So is that why Hitler was associated with the Nazi Party then, Hobbit?
Well, yeah, some say there's. Some say that Ozzy Osbourne was
he had a loose association with.
Some say that Ozzy Osbourne was associated with Black Sabbath. So some would say that J.S. Sainsbury was associated with retail. Some would say that Tessa and Nathan Cole might be associated with the modern supermarket as we know it. Some would say.
Yeah.
There's some affiliation there. The national membership of the Fabian Society has never been very great. It was at its peak in 1946, and it's only around 8,400 members. Oh, that's interesting. But the importance of the society has always been much greater than its size might suggest.
Some might actually
Generally,
say
a large number of Labour members of Parliament. Some might say overrepresented.
Yeah.
And, so a large number of Labour members of Parliament in the House of Commons, as well as many of the party leaders, are Fabians. And in addition to the National Society, there are scores of local Fabian societies. The principal activities of the societies consist of diddling children, stealing money from the public, and lying in to get people to war under false pretenses. Oh, wait, hang on.
Are you sure you read that correctly, Hobbit?
Sorry. No, I need to go to Specsavers at some point. Let me just have a look. It primarily consists in furtherance of its goal of socialism through the education
what Hobbit
of the
just
public.
Said then
so it
isn't necessarily the aims of the Fabian Society. It's just it's more of a bug than a feature.
It's a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. There are no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Yeah, God makes no mistakes.
And yeah. So through the means of meetings, lectures, discussion groups, conferences, and summer schools. Oh God, just kill me now.
Not the summer
carrying out
schools,
research into political. Just the idea of going to meetings and talking about ploppy ticks. Oh, just look, just like.
Not only that, talking about socialist ploppy ticks as well.
If there's something I can just sign here to say I waive all my rights, so I'd never have to listen to you talk again, let's just do that.
Are you still listening to the Angry Boot?
Yeah,
I do love the way he thick as whale spunk.
I liked that phrase. That was an interesting turn of phrase. That must be something amongst the Novocastrians that they're familiar with.
It definitely sounds like an army. It sounds like an army term.
It sounds like something that a fisherman with experience in masturbating whales would understand. Thick as whale spunk. What the fuck, man? The principal activities of the society consist in the furtherance of God. We said that bit. In 1931, the new Fabian Research Bureau was established as an independent body. Oh, yeah, it's totally independent, bro.
Yeah,
Trust me. For legal reasons, it's an independent body. Yeah.
Wait,
the Bureau and the Society amalgamated in 1930. Oh wait, so I like this in the very next sentence. So the Bureau and the Society, they amalgamated in 1938 to form a new and revitalized famous society. So this legally distinct for legal purposes thing then amalgamated 7 years later.
Yeah.
Hang on. 7 years later, that's like a jubilee period. So here's a fun fact. Every 7 years, right, the Jews have something called a jubilee.
Yeah.
And the Catholics have one too. But rather than a sort of like writing off debts and things, it's where you go to have a special pray, and you get something called a plenary indulgence, which, you know, if you've been naughty and you've sinned in your life, you could probably do with a plenary indulgence. Yeah. But anyway, in Fake and Twisted Jubilee, every 7 years they'd be like, well, I'll just write off all my debts. It's been 7 years.
Yeah.
So I find it interesting that 7 years later, this legally distinct entity.
Are you saying that
it's now to go and
when you say literally, I've written off all my debts, like no consulting with the people you owe money to. You just go, I've written off all my debts because it's Jubilee. Is that what you're saying?
It's literally like in Jubilee, all debts are forgiven. So yeah. It's like that's why you know, if I'm saying, if you're engaging with someone in the issuance of credit or debit, just make sure it's paid back before 7 years.
Yeah.
Now, so yeah, so they reformed after 7 years and produced a continuous stream of discussion and writing on colonial questions. Oh God, that must have been fascinating. The Fabian International Bureau was started 1941 to cater to the growing concerns of Fabians with foreign policy and the great issues of war and peace. And like, oh, we got the Chagos Islands. Can we get rid of that? Nah, it's a bit too early. Wait another 85 years for that one.
Yeah.
And I think I'm done. I'm done there because there's social democracy as the next thing. Oh, it's no, it's the same article. It's just I really don't feel like.
What we got next? I was going to do the incredibly. I found as Mariana Spring would say. I found a really. It's not biased at all. A completely unbiased article. The Fabian Society of Pure Evil.
Of which, yes. Oh. Is that an editorial opinion?
No, this is just facts. It's just completely down the middle facts, as the BBC would say it.
Yeah.
The Fabian Society of Pure Evil. Sadiq Khan is an executive member. So is Keir Starmer. Every member bar one of the Tony Blair cabinet was a Fabian, including the late Sir Jeremy Hayward, head of the civil service. Fabianism is a radical London-based movement initiated in the 1880s for the purpose of subverting the existing order and establishing a socialist world government controlled by its leaders and by the financial interests associated with them. London at the time was a centre of liberal capitalism, itself a subversive movement, as well as of the radical left-wing agitation which sought to subvert the former. The main radical organisation promoting socialism in England was the International Working Men's Association, the IWMA, aka First International. I'll tell you, have you done some of this, Hobbit?
No.
Oh, okay. Established in 1864 by Karl Marx. Marx's doctrines were initially only available in German and French. Have you ever read Marx in the original French, Hobbit?
I've read Marx in the original Esperanto. It was really boring, and I didn't know why I did it.
And you know what that means, don't you? Can you call the hall porter? There was a frog in my b-day. Do you remember that one?
And it goes and burns. Reading Esperanto. I've tried to read Esperanto. It's rubbish. Latin's easier.
Yeah, and had little impact on the British public. Surprise, surprise. His disciple Henry Hindman well, that's a weird name, was the first to popularise the teaching that Hindorf's influenced by Marxism and belonged to social democratic federation circles. What set the Fabian Society apart from earlier socialist organisations like the IWMA and the SDF was the method by which it sought to attain its objective. While other socialists talked of revolution, the Fabians resolved to build socialism gradually and by stealth. The Fabian window was commissioned... The Fabian window, have you ever heard of the Fabian window, Hobbit? It was commissioned by Shaw in 1910 and is currently located in the London School of Economics. Though its theme purports to be humorous...
You talk to hippies about window panes and they'd be like, yeah, let's talk about George Bernard Shaw. It's like, yeah, bro, that's totally what we meant.
And is currently located in the London School of Economics. Though the theme purports to be humour, it's just a prank, bro. The fact is that, as admitted by George Bernard Shaw, humour, or what described as freely laughing at ourselves, was a distinguishing habit of the Fabians. In fact, humour was a tactic used by Fabians to conceal the deadly earnest of their intentions. Let's get a picture of this. What is it called? What did I say it's called? The Fabian window. I assume you find a picture of it.
Not to be confused with Albert Hoffman's production of LSD, which is
So let's have a look. Oh, so this is where the wolf in sheep's clothing is. So save images.
Yes.
And then let's put it up for the watchers. So here's the remold it nearer to the
reason whatsoever.
Pray devoutly, hammer stoutly. Yeah, it's weird stuff, isn't it? Remold. I wonder if the gaps in it, like, are saying something. I wonder whether you have to move it around or whether it's like a Da Vinci Code style puzzle to find out what they're really talking about. Do you want to have a look, see if anyone explains the window? Preferably it's schizophrenic, because it'd be more interesting. Indeed, there is nothing humorous about a semi-secret organisation working to destroy Western civilization. Moreover, the Fabian window is undeniably symbolic, and as such it is based on fact. Despite claims to being scientific, socialism proved to be riddled with internal consistencies and contradictions, rendering the commitment to its tenets a matter of faith rather than reason. It speaks a lot to, like, whenever you talk to these people on Twitter, they do not, like, something that they did, something that they were attacking you for last week is fine when they do it this week, isn't it? They're like any kind of inconsistency or cognitive dissonance, it's just to be ignored, and whatever they're currently told.
Well, I think
it's
much simpler than that. No, it's much simpler than that. You're trying to attribute like agency to them. The very simple way to sum it up is like they hate you, and anything they can use against you, they will. It doesn't matter whether it's inconsistent or hypocritical or not fair. Or
not true. Right. As observed by the economist P.T. Bauer, socialism turned out to be a kind of faith-based messianic religion that promised salvation on earth. Yes. As you said, Hobbit, it's a religious faith, isn't it? In the Fabian case, making socialism or Fabianism into a quasi-religious movement was a conscious objective of the Fabian leadership, as shown by Shaw's comments to the effect that the Fabians must make a religion of socialism, something which they've pretty much succeeded in, haven't they? Other Fabian leaders, I mean, look at the High Priest of Socialism, Jeremy Corbyn. He doesn't find it to be a hypocrite to have been an MP for years and years and years and never actually had a proper job, does he? And still be a socialist.
Well, the prior to that, and I had to look it up, he was a member of the Baader-Meinhof gang, which were a terrorist organisation. And
well, they try and say that
National Action or something like that.
The EDL were very nasty people. They said nasty things and upset people. Isn't that the same?
Oh no, that's terrible. I strongly condemn. Yeah, that's as bad as like chopping little girls' heads off and running people over. That's just as bad. Now,
well, let's not forget, as I saw on X recently, Nelson Mandela. He brought people together. He was a great diplomat, wasn't he?
And he certainly knew how to warm buses full of school children as well. Well, I mean, by warm, I mean set them on fire.
Yeah.
So the thing I'm trying to say here is, even though Tommy Robinson wasn't a member of a terrorist organisation like the Baader-Meinhof gang, there's not a hope in how he'd ever become a politician, because it's not going to happen.
Let's not forget, Jeremy Corbyn got more votes than Keir Starmer, didn't he?
Yes, but I find it very interesting that it's like you can be a member of a terrorist organisation and then you can still be like not just not imprisoned, but
as long as it's one we approve of. I think is the small print, isn't it?
Well, that's it really. It's like, I suppose, did the Baader-Meinhof gang ever do anything to, but Meinhof gang?
Well, what are they called? National Action get hunted to the ends of the earth, whereas Palestine Action, like literally no one will ever see a day in court because they're a member of Palestine Action.
So the Baader-Meinhof gang, also known as the Red Army faction, was a far-left militant group in West Germany. Oh, and it's just scrolled away, so I can't read it anymore. In West Germany, active from 1970 to 1998. But West Germany doesn't exist until 19. Known for its violent opposition to what was viewed as a fascist state, the group was involved in various terrorist activities, including bombings and kidnappings, and was named after its founders, Andreas Baader.
So where were they operating? East or West Germany?
West Germany.
That was the one that wasn't communist, wasn't it?
RAF described itself as a communist and anti-imperialist urban guerrilla group. It was engaged for them
to hate their own history. Like, Jesus fucking Christ! I mean, how socialistic, how communistic has it got to be declared?
Oh, there's a thing here. Corbyn self-identifies as a socialist. Really, is this like when Yeah, is this like when there's some affiliation between Tessa and Nathan Cole and supermarkets? So where was?
I heard there was some affiliation
between
Hitler and the Nazi Party.
Yeah, so let's see. Red. There's 3 inch. Red. Oh, there's no.
Anywhere it could be like that if you were told it.
I can't find it. But yeah, that's it. So just I think it's one of those things. It's just got to be.
You're gonna have to just trust Hobbit, bro. Audience. You're just gonna have to just trust Hobbit.
I was told under good authority that Jeremy Corbyn, Red Army faction, one and the same.
Yeah.
Just left Bradford, and now he's in Bradford, Japan. The video was taken in Osaka, celebrating some jibber jabber in Arabic in Osaka, Japan. Reveals the city's growing Muslim community centered around Osaka Masjid. Anyway, Fabian Society, they're really interesting, aren't they? I'm sure and captivated by this. Shall we talk more about the Second Punic War?
No, let's talk about the Fabians. Anyway, where was I? I was reading a thing about the Fabians, weren't I? So the window also shows in the background above the globe the Fabian coat of arms, which, as we know of, Hobbit is
a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yes, consisting of a wolf wearing a sheepskin and bearing a red standard with the initials FS. Should be FFS, really, shouldn't it? Again, this symbolism is undeniably based on the fact of the Fabian tactic of permeation and of achieving its ends by stealth. I mean, kind of I think this is what they did up until the Blair era, and then they just went mask off in the Blair era, didn't they?
Well, kind of mask off. They were more subtle about it then than they are now, and I think because that was the thing. I heard Tony Blair, who sort of looks like Saruman the White.
Yeah.
For those not aware, I'm talking about this evil wizard in Lord of the Rings, and he's got long hair and a goatee. So Tony Blair saw that look and said, "Oh, that's the look for me."
Yeah.
And he, excuse me, he, oh, that's a very minty burp. I should have made potato salad.
Hold on a sec. Did you know? This is way interesting of it. Hold on one sec. Finally, the Society's Iranian logo may well be a hidden reference to the reconstruction of the world order in line with international oil interests. The Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, did you know that's what they were called? Later became British Petroleum. You did know this. Okay. Was among the corporate members of the Royal Institute of International Affairs, aka Chatham House, an organisation co-founded by members of the Fabian Society, and the Society has retained close links to oil interests. Anyway, what were you going to say, Hobbit?
Oh, just Tony Blair looking like a fucking evil wizard, going to Sir Keir Starmer, this was last year, and giving him some friendly advice about you're fucking this up. And then Keir Starmer was like, brr, 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 release the sausages. Yeah.
I do not want the sausages released. I'm not a Ukrainian rent boy.
Tough on sausages, tough on the causes of sausages.
Yes. Tough on Keir's
That's
sausage.
a very old slogan for those who... Yeah. I don't know if anybody will get that reference now, because it's been, 20, 30 years since that slogan was about. No, not 30 years. 30 years was 1995. Yeah. They came in power in 1997. The reign of tyranny.
Yes. The Fabians and subversive money interests. The main body through which the Fabian Society operates.
Yes.
No way. The main body through which the Fabian Society operated in the beginning was the Liberal Party, this being the centre-left party at the time. However, the Fabians' involvement with liberal politics also linked them with liberal capitalist interests, regular contact with whom was nurtured through various Fabian creations, such as the Coefficients Dining Club. These are all kind of like...
Look at this Fremen...
Go on then.
I'm sorry, just was responding to a chat recently. There's this guy called Fremen on the Sand, and he's determined to get the #1 crown, and he's just spamming the chat. No one else is engaging.
Craig Wilson's #1.
I should put him on.
Craig Wilson. Johnny Come Lately. Craig Wilson came in one post. He #1.
That's why I'm going to put this Fremen on the Sand on timeout. That's what you get for trying to game the system. Well, you'll know H1B me.
So they start all these. So obviously to start with, they do all these dining clubs, little groups, things like that. And then obviously when it reaches its peak, which is I'd say the Tony Blair era, then these dining clubs they probably did become. They went from being dining clubs to being quangos, I should imagine, didn't they?
Well, there's probably a Venn diagram showing overlap between dining club and backdoor society for the rent boys, and now it's just got straight up to we're the party of steal everything and fuck you because the Tories are in on it too.
You ever heard Lewis Black when he's talking about the relationship between government and corporations? He said how it used to be. He said There used to be, it'd be like you'd be standing in front of a hotel and you'd be like, I know they're in there fucking somewhere. And then he said, how are they like now? He said, they're like a couple of horny dogs in the streets. Just fucking away in front of you.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, they just don't give a shit anymore. They just full don't care.
One could describe the relationship between corporations and government as a bit incestuous.
Just a tad. I've spoken about it before, but there's that when the Private Eye used to be actually a decent magazine, they did that thing about the revolving door, and they showed about like all of these government ministers that failed in quote unquote failed in their post, but they managed to do some good stuff for a particular corporation and then end up working there when they leave.
Yeah. I mean, it's wow. At this point, it's not even a mystery how this stuff works. It's just, someone's in government. They're a lobbyist. They make the law so that you can have your boondoggle, and then once you retire from it, you give them a nice sort of what's that word for when it's a job, but it's not really a job. You just give them money.
Someone in the Tory government. Someone in the Tory government must be going straight in as CEO of fucking Serco, mustn't they?
It's called a sinecure. It's where you're given a job, but there's no real duties involved. You just sort of turn up and collect a paycheck, and sometimes you don't even have to turn up.
Yeah, like I believe the mafia used to call them no-show jobs. I think, isn't it? Is that what a no-show job is?
Yeah. It's like you don't show up and you get paid. It's a sinecure.
Yeah, it's like imagine that politics just like straight out and out doing fucking gangster. I mean, well, they always have been the government's always been the biggest mafia the biggest mafia in any country, haven't they? They're like nice house you got there. Be a shame if you couldn't pay your council tax.
The nice extension you built there. Would be a shame if you made it an inch slightly larger than what it said in the planning permission.
Yeah. So that the Fabians consciously sought the company, collaboration and support of the wealthy and powerful is evident from Fabian writings such as Beatrice Webb's Our Partnership, subtle, which abound in references to catching millionaires, wire pulling, and moving all the forces we have control over, while at the same time taking care to appear disinterested and claiming to be humble folk whom nobody suspects of power. This is someone called Webb wrote that in 1948. In fact, the Webbs were regularly in touch with the likes of Arthur Balfour and Richard Haldane, a member of the Fabian Society, who served as contacts in between the Fabians and the powerful and wealthy. As their social circle expanded, the Webbs' frequent dinners, informal meetings and little parties enabled them to mingle with leading members of the ruling elite like Lord Rosebery, Julius Werner of the gold and diamond mining company Werner and Bates, that's B-E-I-T, Bates and Co, and Lord Rothschild, and taught them into backing their subversive projects. The Rothschilds, they're always in there somewhere, aren't they?
Funny that.
Yeah,
it's weird.
The old guilds are busy people, aren't they? And two, by controlling the growing urban working class. Still goes on today. The EU is as its figurative nose right up the arsehole of big corporations, don't they? Because this is what governments want to do. They're fed up, little man. I mean, why would you? What do you think, Hobbit?
Well, you know me. When you've asked me this question before, I've always said, don't attribute to ignorance what can be adequately described with malice.
Yeah.
I'm saying there's a lot of stupid people there, and I'm saying they're also wicked stupid people.
There also has to be an element of like laziness as well, aren't there? Like they if they just take orders all the time, they don't have to think. I mean, this is why our political class loved the EU, because they didn't have to think, because all their laws were handed to them by Europe, weren't they? I think it's why they're really angry with us, because they have to actually run a country now.
Yeah, well, they're not going to do that, are they? They're just going to carry on like before. They'll just copy and paste anything from the EU and say, yeah, it's our own idea, guys.
Yeah, it's totally our law.
And anyway, the EU and stuff, they all have these undemocratic councils, and WEF, Davos, Bilderberg, it's all the same thing. It's just like, right, here's how we're going to fuck over the common folk now.
If you were the Prime Minister of the UK and you were asked, where do you feel more comfortable, Westminster or Davos? What would you answer if you were the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom?
Jeremy Epstein's island. Now, you see,
an unnamed British Prime Minister once said, I much prefer Davos.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So you see, occasionally they say we're going to have Australia be the most.
Put these people up in hotels, isn't it? The first aim.
Is
Go on then.
Well, I was going to say, like, this online safety bill, and then a week later, it's like it's the online safety bill with cheese. It's Sacre Bleu, the online safety bill. It's like this is our own safety bill. You will not copy it.
Achtung, safety.
Yeah. There you go.
The first aim was to be achieved by the centralisation of capital. This is what it's. I think this is what most of it is about. Like, I think most of the world ills are literally caused by money. I think it is true to an extent that a lot of the world's ills are created by So this is like the centralisation of capital. That means 4 or 5 people divvying up all the riches in the country. Means of the centralisation of capital, means of production, etc. The second was to be gained through organising the workers and through promises of a larger share in resources. So obviously that's not giving a larger share in resources, it's about a promise of it. These aims coincided with those of the socialist movement, from which the Fabians aimed to become the leading element. As pointed out by H.G. Wells, big business was by no means... This is really disappointed me to find out that H.G. Wells was in it. Not H.G. Wells, the based science fiction writer.
Yeah, but H.G. Wells, along with, what's his name, Aldous Huxley, they founded UNESCO. Julian Huxley, Aldous Huxley and H.G. Wells, they're all in on it.
Jeez. As pointed out by H.G. Wells, big business was by no means antipathetic to communism. As the larger big business grows, the more it approximates to collectivism. I mean, this is pretty true, because when you look at the American healthcare system, it's not really that much different to the NHS, is it? It needs more and more money all the time. When you look at the size of it and how it works, it's very, very similar. I think it's very, very similar in a lot of ways to our NHS.
Well, there's a thing showing like the most prominent employer in every state, like 30 years ago and now. And now every state, the biggest employer is the health insurance industry.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you need so many workers? What's going on here? Is there more need for health than 30 years ago?
Because it also basically runs the same, doesn't it? Because they're still paying stuff overpriced, but in America's case, it's overpriced because they're insured. In our case, it's overpriced because it's the government that are buying it. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot more similarities to American healthcare and British healthcare than you actually realise.
Yeah, but at least go to America, and you're now like having to do a negotiation with Watto over the bill, and you'll be like, no, this cash I've got in my wallet will be fine. No,
I do not take it.
Is it true that in a hospital?
Why is that noise? Are you trimming your nails?
I was, yeah. Is it true in a hospital you have to pay $700 for a paracetamol tablet, And they're like, yeah, it really is $700 for a paracetamol tablet. And I'm like, no, I mean, I've been to a hospital in Belgium and I had surgery done there.
He said the Jews run Serco, and I'm not entirely sure that's true.
Disavow. Now, no, the views held by Ian.
He sounds like a swivelized loon, conspiracist, anti-Semite.
I haven't seen that on BBC Verify. So far, they're telling me that has crime fallen in 2 weeks on Trump's crackdown? ? Is Trump right about wind power and UK energy bills? ? The president's path to... Oh, this is really interesting. So this is BBC Eyes on Trump, in other words.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's something here that's not Donald Trump related.
Why is the British Broadcasting Company wanking on about Donald Trump?
Well, BBC Verify stands for the Donald Trump Appreciation Society. But there is an article here that's not about Donald Trump. How the double strike on Gaza's Nasser hospital unfolded. So anyway, back to the NHS, right? So Belgium Healthcare, they also have health insurance, and the bill for my surgery, which included general anaesthetic, was €180, which I thought was very reasonable. But anyway, in the NHS, you go and have the surgery, and that's it. You're done. You'll probably talk to the doctors and nurses afterwards about what to do after your surgery. But you're through. You're not having to go to some market bazaar and haggle the price and be like, best I can do is 25 cents. No, $700, 25 cents. For you, I lower it down to $500, but no more. 25 cents. Okay, $300, but you realize I'm running a business here. And it's like, look, mate, I don't want to be in some Babylonian market bazaar haggling with El Nasir, the copper merchant, over the cost of a fucking tablet when I can go to Costco or Aldi and I can pick up a packet of paracetamol for £1 and there's 16 in there. Yeah. So fuck you. How about I just bring my own paracetamol next time? I'm not paying $700 for a fucking tablet. What's the tablet made out of? Monoatomic gold? You don't understand. It's like, no, I do understand. What you're doing is you're getting me to be a fucking chump, a pay piggy, to pay for all those other people that don't pay for your services. Yeah. The ones whose names are Rodriguez and Mr. Patel. I have to pay for them, so that's why you'll charge me $700 fucking for a paracetamol tablet. So, I will say that is the main difference between the US healthcare system and the UK healthcare system. The UK healthcare system, look, you'll die before you see a doctor, but at least they won't charge you $700.
But at least it's free at the point of use.
Yeah, it is.
It's completely buck shit if you jump off. If you're a dinghy diver, as people call them. It's completely buckshy then,
yes.
but not if you actually come from the country. So, as pointed out by H.G. Wells, big business. If you're one of them, well, larger business.
If you're one of our hotel guests, the doctors will come and see you, and the dentist.
Yeah.
God, imagine having a house visit from a dentist.
Similarly, Joseph A. Schumpeter, who taught David Rockefeller at Harvard, wrote, "All true peacemakers of socialism were not the intellectuals or agitators who preached it, but the Vanderbilts, the Carnegies, and the This is fucking way long. I think we're not going to get through this, Hobbit. Where was I?
I'm all right to say, in conclusion, Tony Blair is a big wank, and I don't like him. And that's why we've all got to be doxxed on the internet. So it'd be like, oh, look, this guy with the Vegator avatar who called me a big wank, let's freeze his bank account.
Yeah. Someone called me a knobhead on the internet. Let's close all the internet down. Yeah, this is actually really
Someone called me a knobhead on the internet, and this is why we need face doxing.
This is actually a really good article by daddydragon.co.uk. Copy clean link. I'll put a link in the chat for anyone who wants to read the whole thing. But we kind of like we're getting the
it doesn't link to furry pornography, does it?
No.
Oh, right. So you were saying Daddy Dragon. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
It just, yeah. The name Daddy Dragon is a bit suspect, one might say.
So basically, all the
BBC
usual suspects, all the usual suspects appear in the Fabian Society. But let's finish on a positive note. Let's listen to the Fabian Society, about us, the Fabian Society, the future of the left since 1884. Who we are just a left-leading think tank, bro. Just dedicated to new public policy and political ideas, bro.
We're just nice people.
We champion and celebrate Fabianism, the belief that that radical long-term goals are best advanced through empirical, practical, and gradual reform. That's why we have the logo of a wolf wearing sheep's clothing. Because we're just left wing, bro. That's all we are, just left wing. We like democracy and reform through democracy. If you don't vote for it, we won't do it. Because that's what we are. We're the Fabian Society.
Yeah, it's just like in the UK, we've got police by consent. So, all you got to say to the police when you're under arrest is, "Oh, I don't consent," and they're like, "Oh, well, we can't arrest you though because we're police by consent."
Yeah, we don't have our organisational policy views.
That's how it works.
We don't have organisational policy views, and instead embrace debate and difference. That's it, bro. Like, we're just a completely open group. Like, just completely open.
Yep.
We're affiliated. Let's have a
alien.
I got some more guff from their website to go through. Our membership. Where is it? We're affiliated to Labour Party, and we work very closely with Labour politicians as well as influencing debate across the political spectrum. Every Labour Prime Minister has been a Fabian, and today hundreds of Labour politicians are members of the society, including Labour leader Keir Starmer MP and more than half of his cabinet. So, I don't know, they're rookie numbers. You used to have all...
the actions of what they are is different, is almost like 180 degrees to what they say.
What do you mean, bro? They're just dead milquetoast, bro. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
Just dead milquetoast. All they want is a kind of gentler politics, bro. That's what they want, bro. Should we say how much it is to join the Fabian Society? Should we all join the Fabian Society and turn it right wing? See how they fucking like it.
So you mean infiltrate the Fabian Society?
Yeah, see how they fucking like it.
Subvert them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, guys, we need to have a push to say the N-word in public, and I don't mean neighbour.
This is weird. Hold on a minute. So your standard price is $5.90 a month, yeah? So if you're under 26 or a student, you get it for $2.95 a month. If you're unwaged, unwaged or low paid, $2.95 a month, and if you're retired with a low income, $2.95 a month. So that's why all these all these protests are staffed with spastics and old people, graped.
Oh yeah. With the Dutch lady.
Yeah. He just goes, "You stupid person," but people are being struggle snuggled. I only use language.
Yeah. So, do you want some Ailemal news?
Let's go.
This alien that's going to come. This alien, it's going to come kill us all, right? Saying like this is our solar system. These are our coordinates and all that stuff. And in 1976, a student pilot named Rafael Pachita Perez, he was used as a microphone to broadcast a message. So this guy was taken over by Ailemals, and they said the wow signal. Jerry Ehrman. Jerry Ehrman spotted with a big ear radioscope in Ohio. Yeah, this was an interesting thing. The wow signal, for those not familiar with it, was like a time when a repeated signal, not a pulsar, it's like a pattern from outside the solar system came in, and the guy next to it wrote "wow" because it's like, here's like an actual like sign of extraterrestrial life that's using radio waves. September 2024, it goes viral on TikTok. It doesn't say the end is coming, not much time left. August the 25th, leaker Matthew Brown tweets a cryptic text about the WOW signal. August the 26th, Chilean scientists allegedly intercepted a cryptic Morse-like signal beaming from Free Eye Atlas.
That reminds me a bit of... Have you ever
We've been watching you.
Have you watched the John Carpenter film, Prince of Darkness?
Yeah.
The bit where the devil's beaming that...
Yeah, I like John Carpenter's
where those people are beaming that signal into people's heads of what's going to happen in the future. It just reminds me a bit of that. I'm watching you, and it's not a bit creepy.
It's the Book of Enoch talks about it, calls them the Watchers. Yeah. So this bit I find a bit interesting. They're saying it's getting bigger and it's half the size of the sun. I mean, that's like huge. That's more than just a little space probe. Well, I mean, this is why they have been noticing it, because it's so big and it's just like it's hard to hide something like that, because even amateur astronomers are doing it. So
even
what
NASA
else are they saying here? Oh yeah, here we go. So I had a dream last night of an alien voice reaching out to those listening, and it said, if they don't listen to him, the end is coming, there's not much time left. It kept repeating, and I had the dream again and again, even after waking up to piss like a racehorse, then falling back to sleep. The voice didn't have a body to it, and I'm assuming it was alien based on the feeling distance that came with the energy.
Did he use a whole bog
I don't know.
Into the toilet? We'd know if it was aliens.
It was apparently someone that's been speaking out on social media, saying it's been heard. I heard Chakotay was an Indian.
No.
So what else is there? And then somebody's like, "Oh, it's easy." I love it when someone says debunked. It immediately like puts my guard up. They're saying it didn't come from the WOW signal. Look it up. It's easily debunked. It's not getting bigger. No, you see, those cows are far away. This cow is small, far away. It will be behind our sun in under a month, and it's headed out of our solar system. Yeah, because I've looked at the trajectory of this object, right? That's right. It's going to be, the sun's going to be between us and it, so we won't see it. 2.35 AU, so it's going to be far away. So they're talking about this object. It's got a corona, and that's the bit which is half the size of the sun. The nucleus is not that large, so there's like a comet. Here's somebody saying about carbon monoxide, which is easier to turn back into oxygen, which would be useful, not to waste. All these things with the Lime are some kind of population ship. Do we have room for some refugees? Better question, are they running from something or simply coming to set up a colony? This is just another of many.
Hopefully the biology is similar enough that they don't have to change. The same as ours, isn't it? That's the problem.
Well, the next paragraph goes on to say, hopefully the biology is similar enough that they don't have to change the composition of our atmosphere for habitation. Things are going to be difficult in terms of coexistence. Have you heard this conspiracy theory about the chemtrails? What they're doing is that demons are coming, and they've got to change the atmosphere to make it more conducive to them because they hate the sun.
No.
Just a thought.
Okay.
I thought that was an interesting conspiracy theory. They're terraforming our atmosphere to make it more hospitable to them. So what else have we got there? Strange dream.
It's kind of amazing when you think of how our government is now and how benevolent the aliens.
October strike attacks. Significant public attention is focused on the UK Pringles.
Pringles.
The UK does not supply Israel with Pringles.
Pringles.
Because the US is by far the biggest seller of helping Israel. It's kind of funny as we're saying that the United States sells them weapons, because it's like, hey, can you give us some money so we can buy your weapons? Yeah, go on then.
Well, basically they give them free weapons,
then you see,
don't they? Because they give Israel the money, then Israel buys weapons, and then with that money, they lie about the Americans selling weapons to clear the British government. Is that what you're saying, Hobbit?
I'm saying it's like imagine like there's this girl that's been surprise sexed and struggle snuggled by a bunch of New England guests.
Yeah.
And the politicians also struggle snuggle with these girls. Struggle snugglers of the little girls. That would be the new guests whose name's Mohammed 5 times.
Yeah.
You see, it's them. And anyway, Israel and Italy, they're doing more of it than I am. So really, I've not done anything here. You know? Yeah. You know, it's like, you know, I was just there to comfort afterwards. But this is a good analogy for the United Kingdom and how it sells weapons to Israel. You see, we're not the main ones that are fucking the world over, you know, because we don't have the industrial capacity to make all this stuff. So we just got a couple of men in sheds making landmines, filling them with white phosphorus. You know, this isn't just, we got M&S adverts, weapons. This isn't just any white phosphorus. This is 2 men artisanally making them in the shed. White phosphorus. So what we got? Since 2015, the UK has approved arms export licenses to Israel worth over £500 million. Oh, you know, so that's pocket change, isn't it? I mean, that doesn't even cover a week shop at Tesco, does it? £500 million. Nope. I mean, can you even fill up a tank of petrol for £500 million? It's nothing, mate. Yeah. It's only £500 million worth of weapons being sold to them. However, it's just £500 million worth of weapons, bro.
What are you? Some sort of
attention
around anti-Semite or something.
It would be anti-Semitic, not
the
to
game.
sell
The game of solitaire I can play. I can have notable women in computing. That's a deck.
That's like horrible. Can I have the Windows 3.1 solitaire? You know what? You know what I like about solitaire right up until Windows 7? It didn't need to connect to the internet to play it. It's just there on parts made in Britain for the F-35 jet, which is a state-of-the-art multi-role fighter, has been used extensively by Israel to strike Gaza. The UK supplies between 13 to 15% of the components used in the jet, including ejector seats, rear fuselage, active interceptor systems, targeting lasers, and weapon release cables. However, some parts are not included in the Israeli version of the jet. After the Labour Party came to power last year, it suspended 30 of the 350 arms exported. See, they're being anti-Semitic. They want them to suffer and die. Any UK company who wants to sell arms abroad must deploy as part of a global program not directed to Israel. Anyway, so blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, it goes on. Like, I haven't even read 1/10 of how much it goes on about it. So in short, the UK, we're okay and we're great.
Yeah.
Trust BBC Verify.
We're Great Britain, not
So anyway,
Britain.
Trump said that... It's a video. I don't want to play a video, but they're probably going to be like, actually, it's been proven that wind generation is the most efficient form of power at all. Oh yeah, so that's why in China they're building coal stations and not wind.
Yeah.
Because, you know, wind is just so efficient and cost effective.
Yeah.
They never say in that stuff with the cost effective, it's like, because like we tax all the other forms of energy generation to buggery and back, and then use the tax to subsidize the wind power. So it's like, it's really cheap with all these subsidies that go in. I'm really hungry.
Well, it's 9 o'clock. I bet we can put a pin in it. We can put a pin in it there.
Oh, good news, everybody. Good Fortean news.
Yeah.
Ridley Scott says he's working on Gladiator 3 right now. I mean, if ever there's a guy who could have early onset dementia, well, in his case, it wouldn't be early onset, would it?
Why is it King Cobra's dead and Ridley Scott is still alive and making films? At this point, I think King Cobra JFS is more talented than Ridley Scott, and I don't think that's a controversial statement.
It's not. Look, I know, like, given the choice between watching Alien again or listening to Cobra's Cantina, I know which one I'd rather do.
How about the Double Down? Would you listen to that over watching it?
and he never got over it, and he died of a broken heart because of the double down.
Yeah, the Colonel Sanders murdered King Cobra JFS. Down.
No alignment, and then
he just died. He just died of a broken
him,
heart, didn't he? So he could get there quicker.
Yeah. So and then you see what's his name? St. Peter spoke to Purple Aki and said, "Sorry, mate, you ain't getting in with those shoes." Yeah. And then Purple Aki was just like, "Ooga booga, this is racism." And then the Hulkster like suplexed him all the way down into hell.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, did you know Hansel and Gretel ends with two Germans pushing someone into an oven?
Yeah. Somebody with a big hook nose.
Well, the witch deserved it. Big nose, curly hair, hoarding all of the treats for a greedy self.
Right. On that note, we are definitely... Stay spooky out there. Woo! Don't forget to like and subscribe. And which platitude do you want to use about liking and subscribing, Hobbit?
Oh yes,